Some of the SD card reader I have to boot up GBI is just not the most convenient. Actually, I think I was able to get like GBI high frequency, or it's a high fidelity mode. I forget what it is. There's like another version of GBI that reduces blurring, but I haven't messed with it enough, so we're just gonna stick with the blurring one. Unfortunately, it's mostly fine. I feel like so. This is WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames. I like this game a lot. It's probably one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games, maybe? I did not expect it to be. The Nintendo Power ad is definitely what sold me on this. I thought it was really creative ad where basically in the corner of each page of the magazine they put a micro game in there. Maybe not every page, but a good chunk of the pages. And eventually, when you got to the final micro game, it had an ad for this game, basically. Think you can beat my games? That's a great Wario voice I did there. I haven't played the new WarioWare on 3DS yet. I would like to. I don't know how hard it is to get like a physical copy, though. I would like to get a physical copy of it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Into the thing we go. Stereo system. But my uncle tried very hard to convince me not to buy this game because he's just like, oh, they're a bunch of tiny mini games. They'll be no good. But I think within the context of what's happening here, even though it's like a bunch of small mini games with a lot of very simple mechanics, I mean, I think it's what needs to be said about WarioWare has been said by most people. Like it's just this like hyper fast, you know. I didn't have my hand on the D-pad. It's just like a hyper fast, you know. I don't even know what you call it, like a marathon of mini games and stuff. And they're all pretty silly. I've seen a lot of interesting like Dojin, like Tohu kind of parodies. Maybe a lot, maybe not a lot, but like I've seen some Dojin games that are like or at least one. Oh my gosh, at least one Dojin game that is very much like a WarioWare thing. It looks pretty cute. And then of course, you know, like with WarioWare DIY on Nintendo DS, people did a lot of really interesting things with that. I probably played more WarioWare Touch on DS, but didn't. I think this game's probably a better game. His hand looks a little weird there. And now we level up, and I think it speeds up when you level up, or I can't remember if it speeds up. I think maybe the minigames just get harder, and then as you get closer to the level up, the games speed up is what it is. Obviously, this is the first group of minigames, so it's not that hard. I do really like all the characters that ended up coming out of this series, though. Maybe not the first game so much. I don't think there's a lot of defining attributes out of them. Like, I think Wario's costume is probably maybe the most defining thing out of this one. But I feel like the characters got a lot more personality as the series went on, with maybe the exception of the guy with the fro. I forget his name. The disco guy. I do like the Wii U one quite a bit though, Game & Wario. Even though they're more elaborate mini games that are, you know, it's more like getting, you know, 13 full-scale mini games than you know, these little bite-sized chunks. WarioWare Gold was the name of the 3DS one. I passed. And thankfully the timing on this, the GBI and this HDMI adapter for the GameCube is actually pretty short, so I can time that stuff out pretty well. My name's Shin, apparently. I don't know if this was before I came up with Akulian as a name or not. When I was a kid, I would always try to do like foreign Asian sounding names for some reason. So it was like Aquilian, Talon, Shalin, whatever. None of them are actual names, obviously, but I was like, if I put the L-I-N at the end, that makes it like cool, because okay. Oh no, wait. Oh boy. Well, no, I'm dead. I failed. Rest in peace. Beep boop beep beep. Apparently did alright in the past in this game. I'm trying to think of things to say about this specific game, but honestly, I feel like it very much speaks for itself. Let's do 9 volt. You know, each character has their different themes, with 9 volt always being video game kind of stuff. There we go. It's pretty simple stuff. Type 7. Oh, it's a family computer, basic keyboard, I think it was called, for the basic program. This jumping feels weird. That does not feel like balloon flight, or flapping, I guess you'd call it. I don't know what that one is, honestly. Maybe it's a Super Scope game? Oh, does it say what to grab? Okay, no it doesn't. Bam. I think it's probably the first time I learned about a lot of these like Nintendo toys and stuff that were around. I think a lot of these games and stuff too. You know, when I was a kid, I probably wasn't as knowledgeable about what a lot of these are. I think this actually originally came out of was it Mario Polygon Studio on Nintendo 64? Which has very similar looking games. Some of them are nearly identical. You basically take like 3D objects that you rendered and you put them in the game, and then they kind of like fit into the game. It's the same thing that like the problem that Tomodachi Life had. Oh, that's a little Mario. I don't remember that Mario there. Tomodachi Life had that same problem. It like throughout all of its development, pretty much, where oh jeez, where it was like, oh, we don't know what to actually do with these things once you've made them. And I assume Polygon Studio probably had the same problem, where it was like, oh, you can make objects for your other games and stuff, but at the end of the day, like they're for like animations and stuff, and it was like where I think the key GDC keynote Miyamoto had was just like, where's the fun in this? And it was very difficult to find the fun. And I don't know if they found the fun in Tomodachi Life per se, but they definitely made it work. That game sold really well at the time. It's a shame to see Tomodachi. What was the phone version called? I don't even remember. Tomodachi something. I might still have it on my phone. What was it? Type C? Okay. I'm not prepared to use my phone and play this game at the same time. This is what I get for using my phone. I can't find it! Okay. Alright, we did it. Tomodachi Life? Yeah. Was it called Tomodachi Life on 3DS? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I know this video game. Oh, got him. What is the... Oh, did it say grab green? Oh, okay. Yeah, what was the the phone one called then? It's a shame to see that thing dead. I have been doomed. Jeez, what is it called? I think Tomodachi Life might have come out of the same developers as this. I mean, I think it's what's his name? Not Sakaguchi. Sakamoto. Is that his name? Sakamoto worked on Metroid as well, I believe. I believe that is the case. I always really like the jump rope game because the music in this is pretty fantastic. I have no idea which one is the correct music though. I think it's actually the other one. Let me get the fantastic music. I did not realize there are multiple tracks here. Yeah. I mean, jump rope isn't particularly exciting, and you can play it in every Nintendo minigame collection for the most part. And eventually, at some point, we may not get there, but like they start moving around, and you gotta follow with them. But I think the real reward is just like hearing this song develop. This game used a lot of voice samples and stuff. Because the Game Boy Advance was able to do a lot of samples. Which is why you see like such a, or at least I assume it's why you see such a difference in sound quality between some Game Boy Advance games, is that some are using like the internal sound hardware inside the Game Boy Advance, which is not great, while others like use samples like the Super Nintendo did. I just realized they open their mouths when you jump. I wonder if they're technically supposed to be singing it? Probably not. Remember this one being pretty terrifying. Yep, there we go. But yeah, I like this. I like that song, and like more than anything, more than getting a high score, I just wanted to hear that song as far as I could. I think these are just like very hard versions of different types of things. What is this one? Sheriff? I believe Sheriff was the Famicom game, wasn't it? I could be wrong. I'd have to look into it. Oh no. Maybe it was one of those like, you know, Nintendo game machines that had individual games on them and stuff. I can't remember. Ah. A lot of this stuff's probably not very exciting to watch at the end of the day. It's all pretty simple. Oh, okay. Can get you, get you, and get you. Thank you. Doing a pretty bad job of this, but that's okay. I guess I could spam the shoot. It's kind of interesting because you do have like this little, oh no. This like Space Invaders kind of thing where you have like these little barriers that are blocked. Game over. Goodbye. Sir. Okay, yeah. I figured there's a little cutscene that explained why Wario was there. I'm trying to think what would be another good one to show. It's been so long since I've played these. That's the problem with the more recent quick play streams, is that it's been a lot of stuff that's been pretty old. So I'm kind of pulling out of my oh well, this Fabian. This also has good music in it. I'm kind of pulling stuff out of my backlog that I probably shouldn't be trying to do any kind of like long form commentary on. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, there we go. I was gonna do one on Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Age, but I beat the game, or I'm almost beating the game, and I don't know how much value I have left to really show in that game just by like booting it up and showing it off without having done it like somewhere in the middle of the game or something. Something else to keep in mind in the future when doing these quick play streams. I do love all the art in this game. There's just like so much unique art. That it's, you know, it's a little simple, but I mean, because there's so much variety, that's fine. There's a lot of love and care put into it. Catch fruit! Ah, I went for the diamond. I thought the diamond would be more valuable. Oh! I didn't realize what I was doing. Ba-ding. Get your coconut. Yeah, I think this game just looks great, holds up really well. I played through it when it came out on the 3DS Ambassadors program again, and pretty much beat it all the way through. It's just like a nice, short, easy to get through thing. I don't know if that's I feel like WarioWare Twisted was that, or not Twisted. Touched. Touch was the other one I played. I think I might have said I played a lot of Twisted earlier. I've never played Twisted actually. I did really bad. Didn't get to the boss. Let's see. Credits. Is this the one with the goofy minigames in it? Or, well, I mean, there's these goofy minigames. So I think in WarioWare Touch specifically, they started adding these, like, weird, like, extra sections where you could sit there and just, like, mess around in it without really, there wasn't, like, any meaning to it. It's like, here's just a thing of flan. You can just, like, shake it around, and you can, like, have a parrot that will mimic you as you're talking to the microphone and stuff like that. Jimmy. I like the look of Jimmy, as weirdo as he looks. Also, apparently his hair is not real. Type S. I am seeing a lot of repeats. I wonder if I'm picking a bad set of games, or if this game had more repeats than the later ones. I'm not sure. Admittedly, I think Jimmy is like a compilation of all mini games up until that point. Essentially, he's kind of like the boss stage almost. Yeah, I pushed my nose up. Ooh. It's weird to see some of these mini games change in gold. Where like that ninja dodging one, it does the air, like it does like a oh, I'm surprised I even got there. It does like the wall falls instead of the arrows coming down. Ah! Venus Vacation did not teach me very well. Okay, I can do that. Oh, that guy is just on fire apparently. Oh, I didn't know I had multiple chances. Dang it. I'm not particularly great at this game though, and trying to talk while doing it too. I someday would like to play Mario Clash. I don't have a Virtual Boy, and I don't have a way to play Virtual Boy. I did see someone make a very interesting like Virtual Boy compilation, or not dang it, a Virtual Boy like hardware, like a console essentially that you could feed into a TV. That was really cool. I think these Pig Kings are kind of like end game content. These may be too hard. We'll see. I missed it. Right as I pressed it. Yeah, one death on that one. So yeah, that's an easy one. That's the single life one, and then hard. I'm not sure what was the other one? Total bosses. So I assume that's just all boss fights. Yeah, and this other versus stuff was pretty interesting because it was all one Game Boy Advance. So I could probably play these. Essentially, you just have two players using the L and the R triggers. I thought it was a very creative way to do multiplayer in this game. I think it worked a lot better with like a Game Boy Advance SP, where you do have, you know, the lights or the backlight, so you can actually see the screen a lot easier. That one's kind of boring, but let's see what other one there are. I'm trying to remember how this works. I think this is also L and R. Yeah, I think they're all just like L and R. I like the L and R stuff that in like showed up in or maybe not the L and R stuff, but like the in the Mario Party 7 on GameCube, you like split the controller up between each other. Let's see. I don't remember these super well because I didn't have two people to play them with, so I think this is just, you know, push the thing on top of each other. It's a bit silly playing against yourself, but hey, you know, you can make it work. I think this is the one I played the most. I remember it being the most interesting out of all of them. Basically just jumping. I'm focusing much more on the right here. Boom, bing. So yeah, pretty silly stuff. This is a pretty great game, I feel like. I feel like it still holds up pretty well today. Obviously, you're not going to probably, you know, GBA with someone else. But hey, you know, maybe you could get someone to grab your old GBA with you side by side. I don't know if this blank spot has anything in it. I think it might be a Pyoto thing. Like if you do beat this or get a high score in this, maybe. I was always terrible at this thing. I think it's in a lot of WarioWare games. And it's just kind of silly. Basically, you just grab these weird fruits. I'm going to miss this one. Oh, nope. Oh, it hit me. I died. Basically, as those fruits hit the ground, they knock the blocks out. So, yeah. Guess I don't really have much more to say. You got Dr. Wario in here. There's just a lot of stuff in here. I guess that's all I have more to say. Just play some Dr. Wario, man. I don't know how full-fledged like the original Game Boy Advance Dr. Mario is, so maybe this is like a, whoops, I messed that up, an excessively, you know, easy version of it, or light version of it. But I mean, they've sold a lot of pretty light versions of Dr. Mario in the past. I want that there. Ruining everything. Let's put yellow there. Right. Beautiful. And I don't know. I guess it's probably worth it, like trying to break your own blocks and stuff. I have Dr. Mario 64, which just feels like a weird game. I don't know why it feels weird. It just feels like even for Nintendo, it feels like the most shoved out thing, you know. Also, the viruses look different, I just realized. So, yeah, that's probably it. Thanks for coming. More Lost Dimensions next week, and I'll try to figure out what we're gonna do for the quick play stream. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really thought about it. I should probably play some Blade Strangers this week, and then probably do some quick play stream for that. But we'll see what happens. It's a bit busy right now, so I'm not getting a lot of game time in, but I'll figure it out. I can guarantee Lost Dimensions though.